Hey everybody, Eugenie here. So this evening I have a special Facebook Live for you guys, and I'm just wondering why I'm on two spots at the same time. That is very interesting. I haven't done a Facebook Live in a while, sorry. I'm wondering if, I'm gonna play with this for a while. No one's here yet, so I will try. I wonder if you guys can see this or not. But anyway, so my name is Eugenie. I'm a Joy and Fulfillment Life Coach. And this evening I have prepared a very short, but a hopefully powerful Facebook Live webinar for women who are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so 5 truths. 5 truths. It's not going to be for the faint of heart. There's going to be some scary information in there to really make my point as clear and liberating as possible for you, to support you in your quest for less stress and more time for yourself, because that's the whole point. As a Joy and Fulfillment Life Coach, I help women liberate themselves from all the BS pressure that they experience every day. And then on top of it, they feel guilty because they're not doing enough. So really releasing that so you can finally start living your life, or increasing the quality of your life. Maybe you're just okay right now, but you would like more of that. So without any further ado, let me go ahead and start my presentation. And there we go. Truth number 1. Are you ready? Truth number 1. 99% of the shit you carry is not yours to carry. Yeah. So all the pressure that you have, all the guilt that you should be doing more, all of that is actually, a lot of it, patriarchal society. And what I mean by that is a lot of it is ingested beliefs, centuries of assimilated beliefs from the past, generational, men do this, women do that, and we accept it. And why do we accept it? Why do we absorb it? Well, because we have been, I'm going to say it, brainwashed into accepting the status quo how it is. So basically, all of the stuff that you're feeling, like you have to do this, you have to take care of the children, you have to work, these are very real situations. And the pressure is immense, because you feel that if you're not taking care of the children properly, then you're gonna, impact your children, but then your work suffers. And so if the work suffers, then you have to take care of the work, but then your family suffers. So you're always in a place of wanting to be more and do more, which was implemented a long time ago by very many expectations placed on women's shoulders that we should be able to do everything. And so patriarchal society is definitely a factor. We do live in a patriarchal society. In case you're not sure, you know what? There is the possibility that, well, let me ask you, what is there's the man's cave. What is a woman's cave? Well, there is no woman cave, because children would go in there with dynamite and they would go find her. So there's this entitlement for men that they can have time off. There's research that says that women have guilt taking time off for themselves, and men do not. So it's really set up in a way that men have more freedom around doing what they want to do. There's no shame, there's no guilt. And women, on the other hand, do carry some of that guilt. A lot of that inner stuff that you carry, the guilt that you're not doing enough, is also maybe based on the way you were raised. And so those are beliefs that you inherited from someone else. So if you had a particularly difficult parent, that parent unfortunately has put a lot of their shit on you. And so you've absorbed it. So let's just say you had a super critical mother, or a super critical father, or an uncle, whatever, then you're gonna actually absorb those inner critics that they had. If they were hard on you and they said that you had to do this, and this to be worthy of love and attention and all the rest of it, if you don't attain that kind of ideal, then you're going to be hard on yourself, right? I just want to delve into how important beliefs are in society. So obviously I'm Canadian, I live in Canada, and granted, I have way more freedoms than women in some parts of our world, namely Afghanistan, for example. But so those beliefs are still here, right? And so, for example, I'm going to go extreme on you because, it's 5 truths so that you can reclaim your life. So basically, some of those beliefs that are so powerful that have been ingrained in society. I'm going to take female mutilation just as a really severe example. Everywhere, there's about 30, I don't have the statistics right now, but in about 30 countries in Africa and the Middle East, in some cultures, the little girl will be pinned down, not even by men, by women, to remove her vulva and her clitoris. And this has been, I don't know how it started, but I'm pretty sure it started because, God forbid a woman should have sexual pleasure and an orgasm, because that might be seen indecent. That is a limiting belief. And for those girls to ever have a husband in the future, they need to have this procedure done. It is vicious. There's no anesthetics. And which is insane. It's like done by women to women. So basically all that to say that the belief is so powerful, it is so strong, that in these cultures, this is what happens to little girls. It's horrific. I think it's ridiculous. I hope it gets eradicated one day. But meanwhile, this is happening. So never underestimate the power of a belief, and 99% of what you carry, the baggage, the guilt, the pressure, is not yours to carry. I just wanted you to know that. Okay. Truth number 2. Oh, before I get to truth number 2. So basically, following the rules, you're not following your rules. You're following rules that were created for men and to help support them with whatever, their health, their wellness, all of that stuff, right? So if you're following their rules, you're definitely not serving you. So being polite, being modest, being, a good girl and doing what you're told, that's just another way of keeping you not living your life. You're helping someone else live their best life, but you're not living your best life. So make your own rules and don't wait for permission, because you're not going to get it. Unless, don't break the law. That's not the same thing. Breaking rules and breaking the law, that's not the same thing. Break the rules and then do your own thing and don't ask for permission. Okay, so that's truth number 1. 99% of the stuff you carry is not yours to carry. Truth number 2, taking care of yourself is going to inconvenience people. Oh, well. So if you're overwhelmed, you're working hard, you've got the children, you've got the husband, some of you have elderly parents out there that you're also taking care of them. What women do in this world is insane. We do so much, short of giving our kidneys, and I think some women give their kidneys to their families as well, is just too much, right? So actually taking care of yourself might mean going to the gym, going for a walk on your own, going on a holiday. I know of a woman who makes $350,000 a year, and her husband is a stay-at-home husband, and he complains when she goes away once a year with her girlfriends. He finds it unacceptable. And I'm like, pardon? She's a breadwinner. She works so hard. That's his job, to be a stay-at-home dad. Anyways, it's going to inconvenience people, but it's going to be amazing for you. So accept it. Accept that people are not going to love it that you're taking care of yourself. Release that. Yep, because you're not going to please everybody, but you're sure as heck going to please yourself if you're going to go have that little coffee at a bookstore and you're going to read there for half an hour or to an hour. Or if you just decide to go on a weekend getaway somewhere all by your sweet self or with your girlfriends, you're going to do that. Oh, that means that the children at home might have to do dishes and put the laundry away and whatever. They're not going to die, but you're going to need it. You need it. So go right ahead. Allow the thought that people are not going to love it, but you're going to love it. So there you go. Oh, it's too bad. They're going to feel so sad that you're gone for a weekend. Oh, let's just pull out the little violin. I don't know what to say to you, but you deserve it, woman. You know you do. You work so hard. Oh, and the children. Let's go with daughters. Daughters who have mothers who never say no to them. So that little girl, and I've heard this just last week. I was talking to a lady and she said, yeah, I wanted to go out. And then her daughter who is 6 years old, looked at her mom and said, Mom, where are you going? And giving her that judgment look. And the mom was about to go out to do yoga and then decided not to because of the look, because of the daughter wondering where she was going. And I thought to myself, well, first of all, you're not going to please everybody, like I've said. But then second of all, how amazing would it be for women to raise their daughters in an environment where a woman says, without any guilt, fully fledged in her power, to say, sweetie, mom's going to go do yoga. I'm going to feel so good. And when I come home, I'm going to be such a great mom because I'll be calm. Can you imagine? So these little girls, little boys that are being raised right now, they will learn to know that a woman can say, no, I'm going to take care of myself. That is valuable information for all these young people being raised right now. A woman is allowed to take off for herself. And plus, you know what? If men are allowed to have a man cave and not have to have any reasons for anybody to just go, oh, I have my man cave. Well, you're allowed to take care of yourself. People might not love it. It's okay. We can live with that. Okay, truth number 3 is a little bit of tough love. You might be stuck in your story. So truth number 3 is you love your story too much. What do I mean by loving your story too much? So it's that story, the one that you repeat yourself all the time, and you know it by heart, and it feels heavy, and it comes from a bad place, and you want to relieve it, and so you share it with other people. All men are assholes, or, you know, it doesn't matter what I do, I can't lose the weight, or I don't know, I'm stuck at my job, it's just the worst job ever, right? And so those stories are the ones that you repeat yourself, and you have been repeating them for a while. And whatever the behavior, the thinking process that has been happening in your life is continuing. So my question to you is, how long have you been saying the same thing? And this is going to require a little bit of honesty on your part. And then how is it serving you to say that all men are assholes, that your job is so terrible? And then watch out for the all and nones, right? Those are the key phrases that will catch you. And ultimately, how long do you want to stay in this space of thinking that all men who are out there in the dating world are all losers? That's not going to help you find a really fantastic man, because they are there, right? Or if you really hate your job, is it easy to hate your job? Or is it difficult to think outside the box and try to rewrite and start looking for something new, right? So that'll go back to the inner blocks. It goes back to truth number 1. With all those blocks that we carry, they're not ours to carry. I can help you with that, by the way, through releasing those inner blocks. But your story, the never-ending story, right? How attached are you to it? How much of your identity is associated to this story? In my case, I dated subpar men for decades. From the time I was 16 all the way to about 40, 45. So that's a long time. That's 30 years. Until I woke up one day crying and I thought, okay, I'm done with that. And I realized that I was the one choosing the wrong partners. Yeah. And I thought I would die if I was single. So I was trying to fill the void with anyone who would give me the time of day. And then ultimately I would just end up hurt, of course, because I was dating the wrong guy, because he was subpar. And of course it was doomed to fail from the beginning. So watch out for your story. How attached are you to it? How is it serving you? And who do you really want to be? That's the new story that you want to create for yourself, right? Which leads me to truth number 4, people. Self-love is all you need. Yep. And for some of you, you're like cringing right now because it's such a big word. And how do you love yourself? Women have such hard inner critics. Again, because of truth number 1, we're in a patriarchal society. We inherited all this crap. And so it is so difficult to love ourselves when perhaps we were not loved properly, that is, with compassion, with patience, with kind words. And so then it becomes difficult because we've inherited the harshness, we've internalized it. And so now we're in the story of we don't know how to love ourselves. Well, I have good news for you. Self-love is something that is not DNA. It's not rigid. You can build self-love for yourself. Absolutely. So I have a journal that I can give you. It's a free resource. Let me know. Put it in the chat. Put in replay, whatever you want to do. I will send it to you. And you start shifting your mind. Shifting your mind, baby steps. This is not going to happen overnight, especially if your self-confidence and your self-love is almost zero. It's going to seem like it's impossible. Some women just have it. Some women don't. Some women have some. And I just don't have it. So don't worry. Yes, it's true that at the beginning it's difficult, but you can build on it. It's like push-ups. The first time you've never done a push-up, it's like impossible. So you do like knee push-ups and then you're going to start. So a list of things you do to build your own self-love is Affirmations. I'm okay. I can do this. Little ones, little baby steps. You focus on your abundance, what you do have right now. This is practicing gratitude, and it is very powerful as a mind shift. You set intentions for your day. You go back at the end of the day and you see what you are grateful for that day. You choose empowering words to describe yourself. Never put yourselves down, women. No. All of society's been doing that for us. Thank you very much. Even if you really think you're stupid or you really, oh my God, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that. Have a catchphrase. Have a catchphrase. Cat yourself and say, I'm doing the best I can right now. That's it. Even if that's all you manage to say, breathe into it. Breathing, by the way, is hugely, hugely important. Meditation, breath work, especially because we're really hard on ourselves when things are hard, when things are in a panic mode. Then we just, woof, the inner critic comes in, right? So self-love, I'm doing the best I can. Make a list of the things you do love about yourself. I don't care if it's like your left lobe for your ear. I don't care. Start small. Maybe it's just your chin. Maybe it's the shape of your shoulder. Maybe it's your pinky finger. I don't even care. But start making a list of the things that you appreciate about yourself. Maybe it's your courage. Maybe it's your ability to talk to anybody. Make a list of all the things, right? So being kind to yourself, absolutely. Using empowering words to describe your life, etc. And by God, surround yourself with uplifting people. If you go with people that criticize everything, they are stuck in their story as well. They're going to drag you down. So self-love is something that you can heal, because once you have self-love, you truly don't need anything else. Because all of a sudden, you're going to say no to that person who's like, hey, baby. And you're like, no, baby. And it's going to be easy to say no because you will be worth it. You will be worth taking care of you. And that means setting boundaries with your children, with your husband, with your colleagues. All of a sudden, it's like, no, I'm important. I'm important. I love myself. Therefore, I will go work out. I will take care of myself. And I will not surround myself with people who will put me down. There you go. So that's rule number 4. Self-love is the only thing that matters truly. And then the last truth, you guys, and this is my favorite, is that joy always leads the way. So whatever you've experienced in the past, and I'm sure you have experienced beautiful moments, take a moment and explore, what was it about that particular day, that particular moment when you were the most proud, the happiest, the most satisfied? What were the key ingredients? Who were you with? Was it summer? Was it winter? Was it creative? And figure out what your root values are. I have a values assessment. If you want it, I can also email that to you, right? So my values are dead clear, and it's joy, health. If I'm not healthy, I have nothing. So health actually is first. Health, joy, connection, adventure, freedom, growing, because I need to learn, and creativity. So if I'm not doing some of those things, then I'm going to be a little bit sad, right? So basically, yeah, figure out what makes you happy and don't resist it. So if you always want to be like, it's, you know what it is, you know exactly what it is. It's just, you don't want to say it, right? And it's one of those things that I experience as I coach my clients one-on-one in this beautiful space where there's no judgment, because whatever you say you want to do, I'm going to say yes. That's it. I'm going to be, yep, you do that. Let's go. And I will help you move through your blocks, and I'm going to help you get to where you want to be. But what is so interesting about the one-on-one coaching space is my clients tell me things they have never told anyone else. Their deep, deep, deep desires, their deep dreams. And recently, a client said she just wanted to write a book. And I said, that's great. And she said, I've never said that to anyone before. I said, well, congratulations. You've put it in the universe. Let's see how we can do that, right? And why not write a book? I think it's fantastic. Perfect. So anyways, and then if you feel any of that resistance that you want to do something, go back to don't ask for permission. Unless you're breaking the law, that's a different thing. But if you're just breaking rules, then you just go for it. And then if you have to ask for forgiveness, then you do. But at least you will have done something for yourself, right? There you go. So back to all my rules. It's not rules, it's truths. Truth number 1, back at it. 99% of the shit you carry is not yours to carry. All of those limiting beliefs, old histories that have been passed down to you, generational stuff, is not yours to carry. You can release that. Number 2, taking care of yourself is not going to be convenient for some people, and that's okay because it's going to be convenient for you. Truth number 3, you love your story too much. It's time to rewrite it. It's time to be honest with yourself and see what is not working and get some help, whether from me, from someone else, not family, because they have a preconceived notion of who you should be. So make sure it's in a space where you can be exactly who you want to be. So release the story, choose a new story. And then self-love, like I said, is all you need. Once you have built, because it's something you can build, it's not something you're born with, it's something, Simone de Beauvoir, famous French philosopher, said, we are not born women, we become women. And so I strongly believe that. We become women, we choose who we want to be, and it takes work, people, but it's worth it, right? So self-love is all you need. After that, you're good. And then the 5th one, of course, is follow your joy. That's where you're going to be the happiest. All right. So if you have any questions, text in the replay. And if you need, especially the journal that I mentioned to help you shift your mind, that will be helpful too. All right. Till next time. Bye.